Happy Valentine's Day, y'all. I don't know when we're going to be releasing this, maybe sometime in March. Maybe you're listening to this next year. I don't know. What I do know is it's Valentine's Day today, February 14th, as I'm recording this episode. Happy Valentine's Day to you all. You got some plans tonight? Plan on getting sodomized? You're going to take a girl out to a date? Now, I hear you. Valentine's Day is a Hallmark thing. Yes, granted. We don't need one day of the year to show our love to our significant others. Yes, granted. That doesn't mean that we should somehow protest the day and not use the occasion to show our love to our loved ones, right? I mean, if we can, it's just another occasion to show how we feel to somebody else that's special to us. So don't be a dick, don't be a Karen, right? Just make the most out of any situation. Valentine's Day, yeah, it's a sham. Yeah, it's a Hallmark holiday. No, you don't have to go spend tons of dollars on a steakhouse or roses that are $50 a dozen or whatever. It's probably like $100 a dozen. But anyway, you get the point. Love the people you're with. Don't use excuses around you to generate hate, no matter what. And just keep doing you, okay? All right, this is a longer chapter, so I'm going to get into it today. If you're just somehow butting into the season. We're on episode 9. This season, what I'm doing is I'm reading my first book, Your User's Manual, doing like a free audiobook. One chapter every episode with some Q&As in between. Make sure you answer the Q&As at the end of the episodes every week. I'm letting you ask questions about what is happening here. Okay. Oh, if you don't ask questions, at least tell me what you'd like me to do, because I still have to have like 5 to 10 minutes of entertainment for you on my Q&A episode. So either answer questions or give me ideas. Answer questions, please. No, sorry. Ask me to answer questions. That's what I want. Holy shit. Welcome to Stoicism for a Better Life, where I'm totally not a professional. All right. Today we're reading chapter 6, Actors and Spectators. All matter is energy, and if matter were to accelerate to a velocity of 299,792,458 meters per second, i.e. the speed of light, it would then turn into pure, massless energy. Albert Einstein famously summarized this theory in his iconic equation E equals mc squared. Although he will be etched in history for his work on the theory of relativity, he has many other less-known contributions to posterity. For example, he was also very outspoken about his religious beliefs. Quote, "Science without religion is lame. Religion without science is blind." End quote. Albert Einstein. Guy was smart, y'all. Guy was smart. Albert Einstein was a pantheist. He believed in Spinoza's God. The universe was his God, and for good reason, as he believed in determinism due to its simple logic. Quick footnote on determinism. Albert Einstein believed in Baruch Spinoza's God, which is the universe and its laws and guiding forces that have created the marvelous order in which it all works. He stated that believing in a personal God who cares about the individual is naive and egocentric. All right, try this mental exercise to understand the deduction supporting determinism. If you were to drop a ball on the floor with certain measurements at hand, height and weight of the ball, the elasticity of both surfaces, etc., noting the forces at play, mainly the forces of gravity at 9.81 meters per second squared, you can use Newtonian equations to calculate how high the ball will bounce. You know from high school math and science that equipped with the pertinent equation, any outcome can be predicted and calculated as long as you have all the variables you would require to make said calculation. The more variables are available to us to plug into our equations, the more predictions one can make of varying events accurately. At a certain point, however, the human brain simply cannot calculate all the variables for a complex prediction, such as two galaxies colliding and the ensuing outcome of said collision. Enter computer simulations. We have simulations that show what will happen when Andromeda collides with our galaxy, the Milky Way, in about 4 billion years. Therefore, With known equations and known quantified variables, using computer simulations, one could predict a whole lot more than you can with just your human brain. However, even computers have their limitations. Add to that the fact that we do not yet have the equations for many of the phenomena we observe, and could not possibly amass all the variables that happen around us due to their sheer quantity. But if we were to consider a hypothetical scenario where the computer had limitless computational power, and the computer had on record all the events that ever occurred everywhere from the beginning of the Big Bang to date, then it could accurately calculate and predict everything that was about to happen in the next second, and the next, and the next. Some good tea. All right. This is true for even behavior and decisions. You would like to think that you have free will and your experiences and mental models are unique. After all, your decisions are based on your knowledge, your feelings, your mood, your environment, the given context of a decision. Therefore, the decision you make must be unique to you and only you, right? After all, you are the only one who knows and feels all of this. Well, with that in mind, think of another hypothetical scenario where one could create a perfect simulation of you in a machine with all the information of your past, all your feelings, knowledge, and all the variables of the environment, i.e. the context of the decision. If this was a perfect replica of your internally, you externally, and of your environment, it could very accurately predict how you will behave, act, and make decisions. It would be able to predict your decisions and actions as it would be basing its decisions and actions on all of the same variables you are basing yours on. It would have the same belief of free will, the same chemical composition dictating its whims, and same database of knowledge, memories, and self-image. Such a machine, of course, never could exist. To replicate all those variables is impossible due to the sheer quantity of information. Today, we have only one machine, the universe itself, that is big enough and powerful enough to compute the outcome of what will happen right now. It contains within it all the past information and variables, and therefore, a machine to predict the future before it happens would necessarily have to be bigger than the universe itself. And so, our capacity to accurately predict the future is limited to smaller, isolated problems. We can accurately predict the position of Mars 100 years from now, as the information, i.e. variables, required are manageable, and the necessary equations to solve the problem, i.e. predict its future location, are known to us. However, due to the sheer number of variables and lack of predictive equations of human behavior, we cannot possibly build a simulator to predict your behavior. This is a fact. However, the point of this mental exercise was not to believe that we can predict the future of everything, including your behavior. It was to see the logic that theoretically, quote, reality, end quote, can be duplicated in a simulation to identically imitate reality and what happens next. This is possible as reality is based on a series of prior events. Remind yourself that when you make a decision using your free will, you are making the decision, quote, freely, based on your mood, wishes, wants, likes, fears, past knowledge, current physical state, current external state, etc. In other words, you make it based on a series of variables. And if 100% of all variables that affect your decision can be put into a simulated machine, the machine would make the same decisions as you will. Quote, whatever happens to you has been waiting to happen since the beginning of time. The twinning strands of fate wove both of them together. End quote. Marcus Aurelius. Those variables that drive your current decision make your current decision predetermined. In turn, the variables you base your decisions on were outcome events based on other variables that came before them. And those were based on variables that came before them, and so forth, going all the way back to the first thing that we know of, which is the Big Bang. Therefore, one could conclude that everything that happened in the past is happening now and will happen in the future can be tracked back through a sequence of events, causes and consequences, dating back 13.8 billion years to the Big Bang. Quote, everyone who is seriously involved in the pursuit of science becomes convinced that a spirit is manifest in the laws of the universe, a spirit vastly superior to that of man, and one in the face of which we, with our modest powers, must feel humble. My religion consists of a humble admiration of the illimitable superior spirit of who reveals himself in the slight details we are able to perceive with our frail and feeble minds. End quote. Albert Einstein. The thought that everything is predetermined and predestined is a chilling idea indeed. This would make you merely an actor of what the universe has scripted for you. However, as human beings, we do not have the capacity to remember the future. In our dimension, time flows only in one direction, from past to future. And so, we truly do not know what lies ahead of us in the future. This then makes us spectators of the same exact script. You are both an actor of the cosmic script that intertwines everything in the known universe and the spectator. Determinism does not state that you have no choices in life. It simply outlines the logic that all events, past, present, and future, can be tied together via causes and consequences. Even though all that will be and all that you do is predetermined, the illusion of free will is all too real, as we have neither a copy of the script nor a machine that could read it if we did have it. So you must live your life as if you had free will and make good choices either way. Make good choices. That's the end of that chapter. If you want to make good choices, go get your user's manual written by Anderson Silver. The book is available on every platform. Free PDF copies out there. I'm sure I've seen them float here and there. Audiobook is available on Audible. Now you have a free audio version. There's no excuse. Wisdom is in the domain of everyone. If you have anxiety, if you're wondering about what the purpose of life is, if you suffer through constant depression and stress, if you fear everything, if you don't know what the hell is going on around you and you're just taking one step after the other, forcing and forging your way through life thinking that's the purpose of life, you should probably grab one of these. Read what you can. I promise it will help. It will get you to ask the right questions within, and you will find your answers by yourself. I'll help you do that. You guys have a good one. Remember to answer the Q&A at the end of the episode, and I'll see you guys next time.